Hi everyone, I'm Evangeline right here at eTrailer. Since every bike rack fits every car differently, we're focusing here today on how the Thule Epos 3 with the LED lights fits on the 2023 Nissan Rogue. The main thing here is that the Nissan Rogue got a hitch and wiring installed onto the vehicle here today because they wanted to carry around multiple bikes. This is actually going to be a very good fit here where I thought the bike rack was going to sit too low that we're going to have some ground clearance issues, but we're actually sitting at just right. So if you're looking to carry around some heavy electric bikes of different shapes and sizes, you're familiar with maybe the older Thule EasyFold, and you want something very similar with its features, that's where the Thule Epos comes in handy. Now, a big thing that I see in the parking lots is people being impressed by the tilt-away function. So there's this big step over here. You're going to want to step on that, and then you're going to bring the bike rack up and back. So it has a very aggressive tilt so that you have more hatch clearance. So if you are the type of person that, let's say, leaves your backpack in here, your water's in here, or you like to switch out your shoes before and after the ride, you are able to do so without having to take your bikes off. Now, when you have those extra heavy bikes, the fact that it tilts pretty much up instead of down towards you is awesome, less likely to get caught up in that tilt. Snaps into place, and like that, you would be ready to drive. Obviously, I only have one bike on here, but if we had more, it would be pretty hefty. So this has a capacity of up to 75 pounds per bike, but as long as you don't overload it with 3 bikes that add to more than 160 pounds. The way the bike is loaded onto this rack is we do have 3 touch points. So you have your wheel straps for 1 and 2. The straps could be stored throughout the rack. Here we have our straps on the front and the rear tire, but the big difference is going to be that frame mount, which is going to be our 3rd touch point. This frame mount can also work as a rear wheel mount, which is very unique to this style of a bike rack. So if you have been using other style bike racks, that's definitely something to keep an eye out for. Now, to remove the bike, I'm just pressing this lever to remove. If I was to load the bike up, we have our Thule ratcheting lever here, which is helpful for really getting that cinch down and a tighter fit. So that was 1 strap. Let's go and get the 2nd strap, and then to that frame mount. The frame mount also has a cable lock on it, by the way. Or I guess not really a cable lock, but is lockable. So that way, rather than having to deal with a cable lock that wraps all around, you could just lock it with your bike rack. And then from here, we'll be able to take the bike down. Notice the angle of those trays. That means that rather than having to get a ramp or to hoist as much, with how low the Nissan Rogue is to the ground, you'll actually be able to kind of just ramp this down on its own, just like that. So very helpful for those heavier bikes, and you don't have to purchase a separate ramp. There is a ramp available for this bike rack, but I don't think you need to get that added on unless you use this bike rack with another vehicle. And that's really going to be the thing. Every bike rack fits every vehicle differently. And for the Nissan Rogue, if you were looking to carry around 3 bikes and you want to be safe, you want to have visibility behind your vehicle, the Epos with the lights works great. We did have to install a 2-inch hitch receiver as well as 4-way wiring on the Rogue in order to use this. So if you don't yet have all that on your Rogue, well, you can find custom fits right here at eTrailer. And this is how you would drive around with it. The storage position where you fold it up kind of like a briefcase is more for storing inside your garage or in your shed. So make sure you keep it down like this and utilize the lights as well as the license plate relocator when you have this bike rack on. The amount of space this will take inside your garage is going to be from the bumper to the end of the bike rack, 37 inches, so a little past 3 feet. And then the height that sits up and off the ground is gonna be 17 inches. So while it looks like it's really low and you might bottom out on speed bumps and potholes, while you should still be mindful of it, it's not the lowest clearance I've seen. Even from that foot to the ground is about 14 3/4 inches, which is, in all honesty, taller than my personal hitch on my small CUV. So with that in mind, if you're looking for this bike rack on the Rogue, this was a look at the Thule Epos 3 bike carrier with the LED lights on a 2023 Nissan Rogue.